Hi, this is Beth again, and I wanted to go through how you can use Google Slides to help with encoding lessons. So we know that lots of our students that are getting reading instruction when they're at school need to have similar lessons when they're at home. And it's a little bit more difficult in terms of getting the resources to each of the students. So if they have internet access, this is something that you can do using Google Slides. So I'm going to show you a few tricks, and hopefully this will help some of you. So here is a board that I developed, and I just used the tools here. I just put a shape tool in and I switched the font to the way I wanted it. Once I got one the way I wanted, I just copied and pasted it to make all of these tiles. And this will be available. So if you just want to just make a copy of this and edit, then you can have that. But at any rate, this mirrors what you would see sort of for a Wilson board for a student that was already well along their way, so they have lots of sounds available to them. Now you could also use this with Orton Gillingham, or you could use it for any program that you want. You can just use the letter tiles that you want, give the kids the sounds that you need. And I resized this board, so this is, if you go into File and Page Setup, so this is a custom sized board. I made it 10 by 10. And just so I could fit all of these on, because if it was a student that had less sounds, it would be easier just to use the standard size. So that's all I did, was I resized it first. And the idea behind this board is that this is the area where they would spell, and they're going to drag their tiles up. And they have all of their sounds to go through. And the other thing that I did, this is an example of what I've done, is I usually like my kids to spell by syllable. And so in order to show that they're doing that, I put them in here with a break. So I would demonstrate to the kids what I want them to do, and whatever rules you have, you could do different boxes for them to put it in, or whatever you'd want to do. And I recorded some sound. So this is an example. Contain. It was really hard for me to contain my excitement about my birthday party. Contain. And so that way the students hear the word, they hear it used in a sentence, then they're hearing the word again. So I can make sure that they're understanding what I'm saying. So if I was reading aloud the word contain and they couldn't see my mouth movements, then that would be kind of tricky. I could also do a screen recording with my picture in the side, so that's another possibility. And the idea is that the kids would drag the files up. And for the tiles that need duplicating, they would just click and copy and paste. And so there's another example here. So I did refrain. So what I decided for this target lesson would be a student that already knew the AI sound makes the A, and we would be focusing on that. And they would obviously know ahead of time, because otherwise it would be hard for them to distinguish. So this is what I would do, just so you can see. So this is how the kid would do it. So they would click and they would play to hear the word. The students were all complaining that they could not go outside and play with their friends. Complain. So that's actually a terrible example, because I switched the format of complain to complaining, but this is just for teachers, so I didn't redo it. So I would say, I would do the calm, and I would demonstrate for the kids that I'd do the first syllable. So I'd go calm, plain. So I'm going to do calm. K, ah, And so I just wait see how my cursor turned to that 4 crosshairs. So cut calm, calm. That looks good, sounds right. Now I'm going to do plain. So I'm going to go to the pull. So that's actually 2 sounds. It's a little blend for me. I'm going to get my little. And then I hear the A sound, and I know, because my teacher told me, that I'm going to use AI says A. And then complain. And this is actually really good for students too, because if I wanted to hear it again, I could play it as many times as I wanted. So I think that's really helpful. They can play it back and make sure they have it correct. So that's another example. So now I'm going to show you how you would build this. So I would just go to the one that I didn't edit yet, and I would duplicate that slide. So it depends, how many lessons you want the kids to have. I'm going to just move this one down to the bottom. You can click and drag. And now I just need to get a sound file. So I don't have a lot of my things at home. Maybe you have all of your books at home. I don't. So I did an online search. And so I just looked for I think I searched for middle school multisyllabic words. And so this has lots of them. And so now I'm just searching through. So I want the target of AI. And so you can use a Control F or a Command F if you're on a Mac, and you can look and you can see that I'm looking for. So look, you can see that I use the first two AI words. All right. So I could use proclaim if I wanted. So you just look to find a word that you like. So obviously repaired would be a terrible word. Retailer would not work for mine. Maintain, that actually is pretty good because I'm going to use the AI twice instead of maintaining. Maybe you'd want to add the ing at the end too. That might be something. So in order to make the sound file, so Google Slides lets you insert sound files, but you have to make them somewhere else. So a tool that I like to use is onlinevoicereader.com. And I just typed in online voice reader, and it was one of the search options. So this one is my sound that I already did. So this is really basic tool, pretty easy to use. I'm going to hit the X there and I'm going to say, yes, I'm done editing that one. So this, when you first come onto the website, this is what it looks like. So I would just click the recorder. And I made a mistake in the beginning. I don't want to record that, but I'll show you how you can cut that out. So now I'm going to do my actual words. Maintain. I just cleaned my bedroom and I'm really hoping that I maintain the cleanliness so I don't have to waste another day cleaning. Maintain. So I pressed that stop button when I was done. And then obviously in the beginning, remember I had all of that bad stuff first. So all I do is I just delete it. And I left that pause in the middle so it's a good visual for me of where I wanted my sound to be. And then I can click it in that way and you can hit the play. Maintain. Obviously I'd want my cursor to be up there. So let me press it again. Maintain. So I know that that's the right recording. It starts with the word. So I'm just going to click the save button. And what it does is it saves it to my downloads. And on any computer, it doesn't matter which one, you can always right click to rename your files. And so I'm going to do that. So it's called maintain. Now, when you work with Google, I want to go into my folder. So I have my online learning folder and I have a decoding folder. And then inside that, I have an AI multisyllabic words folder. So I'm going to upload the file. So I have 3 already here. So I'm going to hit new and upload my file. And then I'm going to get my maintain. And I'm just going to have that upload into my Google Drive. And so then once you have things uploaded into Google Drive, it's easy to insert them into other things. So here I am on my 5th slide. So I have my complain one. And obviously this would be reset for the kids. It wouldn't already be done. It's already done just because this is a demo lesson, but everyone would get sort of this reset type page. So now I'm going to go to the insert because I always think I want to put something in. I want to insert. What do I want to insert? I want to insert my audio. So I'm going to click on that, and then it's going into my drive and it's looking for all the files that are audio files. And I have it sorting by the last modified. So you can sort it by name, you could search for things, but I have it sorted by last modified so that my most recent thing pops to the top. So I'm going to click maintain and I'm going to say select, and it puts this little sound file here. And what I usually do is I just move it up a little bit and I make it a little bit bigger so it's easier for the kids to see. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like as a kid if they were using it. So this is what I would demo to them. So I would have them play. Maintain. I just cleaned my bedroom and I'm really hoping that I maintain the cleanliness so I don't have to waste another day cleaning. Maintain. Okay, so the kids are going to know, so they're going to break by syllables. So they're going to say maintain. And I'll remind them I want them to use all of the practice that we use at school at home. So I want them to say the word back, maintain, and then I want them to break into syllables, maintain. Okay, so I'm going to do main first. So I'm going to click and hold, and so it has that hashtag. So it's that little hash mark. It looks like the cross with arrows. So that's how I can move it up. So I got the M, and then I need the A, and I know my target is AI saying A, main. So I need the N. Right, so I got main, and now I need to get tain. So tain. T. And the tricky part here is that the A I've already used, so I know that that's next. So all I do is I click on it, and I can do, Control C and Control V. So, whoops, I did not copy the right one. So you can just hit undo. So I just am clicking on the side, copy, and then I'm pasting, maintain, and so I actually have to copy this too. I never want to click on that box. There we go. We got my extra N. So some kids right click to copy. I tend to do the control, and I can push that into the exact right spot. So I have the maintain, and I can read it back if I want. So that's sort of the process that I want the kids to go through. And I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, please let me know.